Oh, you thought Meghan Markle was living her best independent woman era in Paris? Think again, because, baby, the receipts just dropped literally, and they're uglier than a royal Christmas sweater. Picture this, Meghan strutting into Paris. Fashion week like a Netflix redemption arc. Diamonds flashing, cameras snapping. The Duchess of Drama reclaiming her crown. The world gasped, tabloids cheered, and her PR team probably popped champagne. But then, a little leak happened. Not the kind that ruins mascara, but the kind that ruins reputations, turns out. The luxury suite Meghan stayed in, the one costing more per night than most people's yearly rent, wasn't exactly self-funded. Nope, anonymous hotel staff allegedly leaked receipts showing the bill was paid by someone else, someone powerful, someone connected, and definitely not Prince Harry. So who footed the bill? A secret Hollywood financier, a royal insider, trying to buy silence, or someone Meghan swore she cut off years ago. Whatever the truth is, it's tearing through social media faster than Harry's hairline. Grab your tea, your tissues, and maybe your NDA, because tonight, we're unpacking the scandal that has Meghan Markle crying in couture and questioning who's really pulling her Paris strings. The story begins in the city of light, luxury, and limitless scandal, Paris. Meghan Markle had been planning her grand comeback for months after a string of awkward public appearances, cancelled projects, and icy royal run-ins. She needed a reset. Paris Fashion Week was supposed to be her victory lap. New image, new alliances. New chapter, Meghan 2.0, flawless and free from royal drama. But in the words of every gossip columnist who's ever watched a royal documentary, when Meghan shows up, chaos checks in first. She arrived like a scene straight out of a Netflix biopic. The sleek black, car doors swung open, flashbulbs exploded, and the crowd roared. Dressed in custom Balenciaga, dripping in borrowed diamonds, Meghan made sure every camera caught her walking in slow motion. The kind of slow motion that screams, "I'm back and you're going to talk about it for 48 hours." Paris belonged to Meghan Markle. Influencers fawned, designers praised, and even a few fashion critics admitted she looked stunning, but somewhere in that glittering chaos, a truth was quietly simmering. One that would soon blow the internet into a frenzy. It all started with a tweet. Just a casual post from a small French gossip account claiming La Duchesse Américaine didn't actually pay for her hotel stay. It sounded ridiculous at first, after all. Meghan's entire brand since leaving the royal family had been independence. She'd built her own production deals, launched her podcast, and turned Sussex Survivor into a global identity. Why would she need someone else to pay her hotel bill? But within hours, screenshots began circulating, receipts allegedly from the Hôtel de Lumière, one of Paris's most exclusive five-star hotels. The dates matched her stay. The suite number matched the leaked paparazzi shots. But the name on the billing information? That's what made the world stop scrolling. It wasn't Meghan Markle. It wasn't Prince Harry. It wasn't even her Arkwell Foundation. The invoice was billed to a mysterious corporate account under the name Echelon Global Holdings, an American firm registered in Delaware, with zero online presence and an address that led to a vacant office space. Internet detectives immediately went to work. Reddit threads exploded, TikTok sleuths started connecting dots, and before long, the theories began. Was it a shell company tied to one of Meghan's new business deals? A secret investor trying to sponsor her rebrand? Or, as one viral TikTok suggested, a discreet favor from a Hollywood agent she was once rumored to have dated before Harry? At first, Meghan's camp stayed silent. That was the mistake, because silence in the age of social media is gasoline on a rumor fire. Within 24 hours, #who paid for Meghan was trending worldwide. News anchors, gossip bloggers, and ex-royal aides all weighed in like courtroom witnesses. Then came the leak, an email allegedly from a hotel employee who claimed they were instructed not to disclose the real payer. It was all very secretive, the anonymous source claimed. A representative told us to process the payment through a US-based corporate card. The person behind it didn't want their name linked to the Duchess's stay. Boom. That was all the internet needed. Suddenly, Meghan wasn't just the Duchess of Reinvention. She was the Duchess of Deception still. Some of her supporters tried to defend her. Celebrities use corporate accounts all the time, one fan posted. It's for security reasons, but even they couldn't deny that the optics were bad. Here was Meghan Markle, the woman who lectured the world on authenticity, transparency, and women's empowerment, caught in a web of financial mystery that looked suspiciously like privilege wrapped in hypocrisy. And as the story spread, other details began to surface. An insider close to the hotel leaked that the suite Meghan stayed in cost nearly $20,000 per night, a penthouse with its own terrace, private chef, and personal driver. The same insider claimed the hotel staff was told to refer to Meghan as Ms. M and to clear entire hallways when she walked through Dotto. But the drama didn't stop there. An alleged staff member even claimed Meghan's team requested all mirrors in the suite to be replaced with white light filters, apparently because Meghan wanted perfect lighting for private photos, whether true or not. The tabloids ate it up like caviar. And somewhere across the Atlantic, back in Montecito, sources claimed Harry wasn't exactly thrilled. A close family friend reportedly told the Mirror Harry was blindsided. He thought Meghan was covering her Paris trip independently. When he saw the headlines, he felt embarrassed, like the world was laughing at them again. Meanwhile, royal insiders wasted no time sharpening their knives. One unnamed palace aide was quoted saying, "It seems the Duchess has found a new patron, though not one sanctioned by the crown, for Meghan." This wasn't just another gossip headline. It was the resurrection of every criticism she thought she'd outrun: opportunist, social climber, attention addict behind closed doors. Insiders say she was furious, not just at the leak, but at whoever dared to turn her Paris fairy tale into a financial scandal. And as the cameras kept flashing and the receipts kept spreading, the Duchess's carefully crafted image of independence began to crack by the end of that week. Even her closest allies were whispering, had Meghan really paid for anything herself? Or was her glamorous comeback just another sponsored illusion? The world didn't know it yet, but the person behind that mysterious corporate payment was about to make things 10 times worse and drag Meghan into a storm she could no longer control. By the time the weekend hit, the Meghan Markle Paris mystery had morphed from online gossip into a full-blown international obsession. Every news outlet from London to Los Angeles was scrambling for answers. Who was behind Echelon Global Holdings? How did a company with no employees, no website, and no phone number managed to pay a six-figure hotel bill for one of the most talked-about women on the planet? Then came the first exclusive. A French investigative outlet known for its sharp claws, Le Révélateur, claimed they had traced the payment trail to an unexpected figure, Ori Emanuel, the Hollywood power agent behind Endeavor and one of Meghan and Harry's earliest allies. According to the leaked report, the payment was allegedly made through a subsidiary linked to one of Emanuel's entertainment investment arms. Now, whether that's true or not, it didn't matter, because once Ari's name entered the conversation, the story exploded like fireworks on Bastille Day. Think about it, Ori Emanuel is Hollywood's ultimate puppet master. He's the man who brokers billion-dollar deals, who makes and breaks careers with a single phone call. If he was secretly funding Meghan's comeback, it wasn't just a story about unpaid hotel bills anymore. It was about power, loyalty, and manipulation. Tabloids immediately ran with the headline, "Hollywood agent secretly backing Meghan Markle's Paris comeback." Within hours, social media turned into a courtroom. Half the internet believed Meghan was part of a secret peer syndicate, while the other half claimed she was being set up. Meanwhile, Meghan's team stayed silent again. And once again, that silence cost her dearly, because when people don't hear your version, they write their own. A viral TikTok theory claimed that Meghan had approached Ari for financial support after Netflix allegedly scaled back its partnership with Arkwell. Another thread claimed the payment was part of a strategic visibility contract, meaning Meghan's Paris Fashion Week appearance was sponsored content dressed up as empowerment. Then came the anonymous Hollywood insider in an audio clip leaked to a gossip podcast. A distorted voice claimed there was an arrangement. Meghan wanted to rebrand. The Paris trip was part of that campaign. Ari was involved, but it went sideways when the receipts leaked. Fans who had once defended Meghan's independence started second-guessing everything. Was this her idea of financial freedom? One user tweeted, "She left the royals to build her own empire, but now she's living off Hollywood handouts." The backlash was vicious. The Daily Star published a cover story titled, "The Duchess of Dependence." Twitter was merciless. And in private, sources say Meghan broke down in tears when she saw the headlines. She felt betrayed, claimed one Montecito acquaintance. She trusted people to handle her business quietly. And now, the world thinks she's a fraud. But what really pushed the scandal into overdrive was a leaked text thread allegedly between Meghan's stylist and her publicist. In the messages, the publicist supposedly warned, "The payment's been traced. You need to control the story before it controls you." It was too late. Even Ari Emanuel's camp issued a carefully worded statement denying any financial involvement. Mr. Emanuel has no connection to Mrs. Markle's hotel stay or her Paris engagements, the statement read. Translation? We're not going down with you. And when Ari distances himself, Hollywood listens. Suddenly, Meghan's calls weren't being returned. A designer who'd promised her an exclusive gown for her next event postponed due to scheduling. Her rumored podcast comeback deal was put on hold pending review. Even her famous friends went quiet. Serena Williams, who had once defended Meghan publicly, unfollowed the Duchess's fan pages. Oprah's team declined to comment. Hollywood, once the glittering refuge she fled to after the royal fallout, was ghosting her like an ex who found a new love interest. Meanwhile, the royals were eating popcorn. A palace insider gleefully told the Sunday Gazette, "It seems the Duchess has discovered the hard way that transparency isn't optional. The monarchy doesn't look so restrictive now, does it? Does it?" Back in Montecito, Harry was reportedly livid. Sources close to the couple described tense conversations and strained energy. One insider said, "Harry feels like Meghan's obsession with public image keeps blowing up in their faces. He's tired of being dragged into one PR nightmare after another." The media, of course, ran with that too. Royal Rift 2.0, but the true nightmare was just beginning. Because while Meghan's team tried to contain the scandal, another twist surfaced, a second payment, made weeks earlier under the same corporate alias. This time, it was tied to a private jet charter from Los Angeles to Paris. Same company. Same mystery. And that's when the whispers began. Echelon Global Holdings wasn't just covering the hotel. It was funding the entire Paris operation. An anonymous email, allegedly sent to several media outlets, claimed that Echelon had ties to a Middle Eastern investor group seeking to back Meghan's new lifestyle brand. The message warned that more payments will surface if she doesn't stop the lies now. Whether the email was real or not, it didn't matter. The internet believed it. The narrative had officially escaped Meghan's control, and as her PR team scrambled to spin, another shocking claim started circulating. That Meghan had personally approved the corporate payment but asked her team to keep it off the books. That's when the story crossed the line from gossip to potential scandal. Because if that were true, if Meghan knowingly tried to hide who funded her Paris trip, then it wasn't just an image problem. It was a credibility crisis, and as night fell in Montecito, one question echoed louder than the rest: who really paid for Meghan's Paris fairy tale, and why was she so desperate to hide it? The next morning, someone decided to answer that question, and their revelation would turn Meghan's PR nightmare into something far darker than a tabloid headline. By Monday morning, the scandal had spiraled beyond anything Meghan or her team could manage. What started as a rumor about an unpaid hotel bill had mutated into a full-scale media circus, complete with conspiracy threads, leaked screenshots, and even late-night talk show jokes. Headlines screamed across every continent, Meghan's mystery money trail, and the Duchess, who once controlled her narrative with surgical precision, was suddenly a character in someone else's chaos. Then came the breaking blow. A French financial regulator announced that it was launching a routine inquiry into Echelon Global Holdings after irregular payment activity was flagged by the hotel's processing bank. Routine or not, That one announcement was enough to make Meghan's name trend for 72 straight hours. According to leaked internal memos, investigators wanted to know why an American company with no declared income was wiring large sums to high-profile clients, Meghan being the latest. Within hours, UK tabloids declared it the Sussex Gate of 2025 behind closed doors. Sources claimed Meghan was in full panic mode. She wasn't sleeping, wasn't eating. She just kept saying, "This isn't supposed to be happening again," when alleged friend told he whirled after Montecito. After Netflix, she swore she'd never let herself be blindsided by her own team again. But now, it's happening all over. Harry, meanwhile, was reportedly furious that his wife's name had been attached to another potential investigation. Friends close to the couple said he stormed out of their Montecito mansion after an argument over trust and transparency, one insider claimed. Harry told her, "Every time I think we're rebuilding, another storm hits. You promised Paris was clean, whether true or not." The image of a distraught Meghan crying behind gilded gates while Harry drives off into the California mist was too irresistible for the press to ignore. Tabloids splashed it everywhere. Tears in Montecito. Royal marriage at breaking point. From palace to panic. But the real twist came when a journalist from the Daily Whisper, a self-proclaimed truth-exposing site, published what they claimed was the missing piece of the puzzle. Emails linking Echelon Global Holdings to a Dubai-based investment group that had been courting Meghan for months, according to the alleged leaks. The investors had promised discreet support for Meghan's upcoming brand, in exchange for visibility opportunities during her Paris appearances. In other words, Meghan's comeback wasn't organic. It was sponsored. The documents weren't verified, but again, truth didn't matter anymore. The internet smelled blood. Comment sections filled with venom. She's been preaching empowerment while being funded by foreign billionaires? How can you cry about royal privilege while taking secret money for publicity? Even mainstream outlets like CNN and BBC picked up the story. And that's when Meghan's silence cracked. In a late-night post on her official site, she wrote, "The speculation about my trip to Paris is untrue and deeply hurtful. I have never accepted undisclosed funding or financial support for personal appearances. Any allegations otherwise are defamatory and false, but instead of calming the fire, it poured gasoline on it." Why? Because the statement didn't address the core question: if she did pay, where was her proof? And if she didn't, who did? Royal insiders were allegedly amused by the meltdown. One former aide told the Evening Standard, "This is exactly why the palace always controlled financial transparency. You can't call yourself a duchess and an influencer at the same time." By midweek, the story had reached Hollywood's upper tiers. Rumors surfaced that Netflix executives had called an emergency meeting to discuss the reputational risk of continuing their collaboration with the Sussexes. "The brand's becoming toxic," one exec allegedly said. "Every time Meghan's in the news, our PR team bleeds, and then, as if the universe wanted to twist the knife one more time." A video leak surfaced. Grainy security footage, allegedly from the Hôtel de Lumière, showed Meghan's assistant handing an envelope to a hotel concierge. The caption on the leaked clip read, "The moment Meghan's team confirmed the secret payment, the clip went viral instantly. Within 6 hours, it had 12 million views and was trending under #envelopegate. By now, the Duchess's team was scrambling to suppress what they called doctored footage, but public perception had already solidified. To most of the internet, Meghan had lied, again. In a stunning twist, the same Dubai investor group named in the Daily Whisper's expose issued their own statement. "While we hold deep respect for Mrs. Markle and her professional endeavors, we have not and will not engage in any sponsorship arrangement involving her Paris appearance." That denial should have cleared the air. But by then, the scandal had outgrown facts. Late that night, paparazzi caught Meghan leaving her home, visibly emotional, sunglasses covering tear-streaked cheeks. Reports claim she told a friend on the phone, "They'll never let me move on. Every time I try to rise, they drag me back under, and, for once, even her critics admitted she looked genuinely broken. Still, behind those tears, insiders whispered that Meghan was already plotting her counterattack. "She's done playing defense," a close confidant allegedly told the Daily Fix. "She's preparing her own special, a tell-all called The Cost of Silence. She's going to name names. The investors, even a few people in the palace, whether the cost of silence is real or another PR tactic. The internet is hooked. Because this isn't just a story about a hotel bill anymore. It's about a woman who built an empire out of controlling her image, and now finds herself a prisoner of it. And as Meghan sits in that Montecito mansion surrounded by silence thicker than royal protocol, one haunting question still echoes across every social feed, every podcast, and every tabloid front page. If Meghan didn't pay for Paris, then who did? Because until that answer comes, the Duchess of Drama isn't just out of fashion. She's out of allies, out of control, and maybe out of time. So what do you think? Lumi legacy family, was Meghan Markle just another victim of Hollywood's shady money machine? Or did she play the game a little too well and finally get caught? Because in this royal soap opera, the truth changes faster than Meghan's publicist's phone number. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think really paid for that Paris penthouse? Don't forget to hit that like button, share this expose, and subscribe to Lumi Legacy, where the drama never sleeps, the tea never cools, and the truth always leaks.